Welcome, Nomads, to the Nomads of Fantasy, a weekly video game and movie podcast where we make a new universe our home every week. This is episode 105. We are discussing the Joker this week. With me, I have stage clown Brandon.
When I was a little boy and told people I was going to be a comedian, everyone laughed at me. Well, no one's laughing now.
Still good. We have our juggler, Eric, with us.
Oh, for my whole life, I didn't know if I even really existed, but I do, and people are starting to notice.
Are they starting to notice?
The two sides of Arthur.
That's right.
Which, yes, it's a discussing the 2019. I didn't think this movie was that old already, 4 years old, but
yeah. Crazy
movie, The Joker. Just kind of its own little standalone plop in the DC Comics bucket. Two of us hadn't seen it. Me and Eric hadn't seen it.
Brandon,
you
that's
had,
right. Yeah, both of you haven't. Yeah, I have.
Man, was that a friggin' ride?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot. I don't know, Eric. You said this is divisive, but I thought this was pretty.
Yeah,
squarely in the good camp, but
people love it or hate it. It's just one of those that I think people love to hate. You know,
we'll find out in the comments that people had.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, why don't we check the social? I want to see what other people said because
sure.
I kind of have a feling what we're gonna say, but
yeah. If you want to get at us over on Twitter, we're at Nomads of Fantasy. Who just said, "Have you seen Joker? What did you think?" Gamer Looks at 40 says Joaquin does great work with decent material. The underlying themes are nothing new and border and on sophomoric, but Phoenix more than makes up for it. As someone else said, sophomoric, yes.
Ooh.
Someone else said, a touch overrated, but still worth a watch. And I think that's where the most negative comments come from, is people saying that it's overrated. You know, so people love to hate.
I don't know. I don't know. The performance by Joaquin Phoenix. How are we pronouncing that?
Joaquin.
Yeah.
Would you say Joaquin?
Joaquin.
Joaquin.
I like that. I tried spelling it before out of my head, and I'm like, not even close.
Yeah, very interesting name.
Will you, in fact, eat that crust? Podcast says. I mean, a lot of it is pretty true on how hard it is to find and maintain mental health care. Without insurance, it's nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Again, well, Gotham's a dark and dirty place. I would assume that their healthcare is probably pretty shitty there. But
it's a corrupt city. I mean, the whole thing about. We'll get into Gotham. I think Gotham is one of the main characters.
It's It's definitely a lot of commentary going on in this movie. Mm-hmm. Good buddy Jake says Joaquin Phoenix is so great. His laugh is haunting, and I really hope they keep him going in that role beyond the sequel coming out. For sure.
Which would be interesting.
I can't wait.
There's more stuff coming.
It's going to be a musical. It's got Lady Gaga in it.
Yeah, second one does? Some interesting stuff going on with the second one. Yeah.
Is it the same director?
I think so. I believe so.
Okay, we'll have to check that out.
The Derek Duvall Show says masterpiece character study. That's the Scuttlebutt says honestly. Overrated. Overrated combat. Stu World Order says an incredibly strong performance buoys a really weak derivative and frankly pretty silly story.
That's interesting. That is wrong.
That is interesting.
That is it's
Dave
wrong.
is ready to talk about this movie.
That is wrong.
Well, let's just
get through his chalice over there.
Let's get through
it. That's fine. I'll let people know.
Creative Control Movie Podcast says Dave's turning into the Joker as we speak over there.
They're hard to stop after seeing this.
Yeah.
Creative Control Movie Podcast says it's a great film, but it shouldn't have been a Joker movie. Remove that element, and it would have been a wonderful character-driven film with whom you could empathize on a certain level, as opposed to being a character you know you should not support.
Interesting.
No,
Another interesting take, which again we'll get into, but
No,
I don't think I agree with that.
Joker, because it humanizes them and gives them some sort of in-world grounding. Which...
Oh, I don't know
but
about that.
But these
absolutely.
I have a feeling that we all liked it, but it's good to hear these perspectives being.
Yeah, I like the differing opinions for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna help us think about some things, I think, in our conversation.
One more from SP Film Viewer says it's like a cross between Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, which I've never seen either of those movies.
I just finished watching King of Comedy before this movie, and I've already seen Taxi, and I can totally see the inspiration. Not a remake or anything like that, but there are just very big elements that influenced the stories and the characters in the world of this, for sure, of Joker.
The only thing I know is that Taxi Driver also had De Niro in it. But that's
De Niro's in all of them. He's also the main guy. He's the crazy Arthur character in the King of Comedy.
Okay. Interesting.
And
right.
Yes. And what's funny is because he kidnaps a talk show host, and in the Joker, he becomes the talk show host. So there's like obvious inspiration for sure that like he's wearing on his sleeve with this movie. I think it's with respect.
That's cool.
Anyways.
Yeah,
that's
our social.
Okay.
Well, I think it's a fantasy.
I don't know. I think this one tells a great story from a different point of view that we have not usually seen, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. What are we watching?
Yeah. What's up next on the schedule?
Next week. Oh, we're getting into the summer blockbusters.
Yeah.
Going back to the 90s, getting into our Arnie.
Is it True Lies? Okay. Yeah.
It is True Lies.
Oh, I can't fucking
I cannot wait, dude. I cannot wait.
I've never seen it. It's one of my Arnold holes. Gotta fill it.
That's good. I haven't seen that one in ages.
Same.
Which is good.
I think it just came to Prime Video, actually.
It's not Prime or
like
HBO,
just recently.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
It's available to stream.
Within like the past week. So yeah. Hell yeah. Cool. I'm excited for that.
That's fantastic. After that, we're going to early 2000s, late 1990s, and watching Contact, getting some alien
late
discussion
90s.
Going.
Yeah.
Late 90s.
Okay.
Is baby Matthew McConaughey coming in there?
Jodie Foster, I think, will be also making her debut on the show.
Dave's been itching to talk about aliens.
Yeah, I love talking about.
I love alien movies.
I get it going.
I like a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
Documentary. After that, we're getting into Journey to the West. This was an old Chinese. Would you say folklore, Eric?
Yeah, basically. That inspired a lot of things today.
Yeah.
Mostly anime, but yeah,
yeah.
Should be fun.
Yeah, so we'll close out the month with that. And then, July will be all sorts of other fun random travels on our nomad journeys. So let's take a quick break here before I start yelling about the Joker and how good it is. So I don't know. There's too many things to talk about. It's going to be here for a while. So let's break here.
Can we go to break while simultaneously all doing our Joker laughs?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right.
All right. On 3.
Count it down.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
You guys are fucking crazy.
We're all fucking crazy.
Hey everybody, it's the Nomads. We're back to talk about The Joker, 2019 film directed and written by Todd Phillips.
Just fucking weird.
Starring
Silver. Yep.
Scott Silver. What's he do?
He helped write this. with Todd Phillips. And I didn't know that Todd Phillips is the guy who did
most
Road
well known
Trip
for the Hangover.
in the Hangover movies.
The Hangover,
Really?
yeah, the
Yeah.
Hangover
Wow.
movies. So weird. He went, yeah. He
Scott
mostly
Silver
did
wrote
comedies
8 Mile.
in his portfolio. Oh, really? He wrote 8 Mile.
Helped.
Interesting.
Yeah, apparently helped write 8 Miles. So that's
Interesting.
Yeah, but he's a writer. He
Um,
writes stuff, directs it. Yep, very
cool.
interesting
Stuff.
See,
It is. We always like our writers that direct as well.
Yeah.
Always seems to come up with quality material out of this.
Yeah.
Just to touch on some of the wiki notes here. Ran for 2 hours. We all watched it on HBO Max, which is nice because we didn't have to actually buy a movie.
Hold on. It's just Max now.
Oh, yeah. Max, whatever.
That's so stupid.
they took the inner circle and the O from HBO and put it in the A.
So stupid.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
And it's a whole separate app too that you have to download. It's so so dumb.
And it's
HBO is just HBO. Just be yourself.
But we all know HBO's theme song. Dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it. You know, like HBO
I don't
is
know
like
that song.
You don't know the classic HBO.
I just know the.
I know the bum bum. Yeah, I know that the bum bum.
Oh no! You got oh my god, you guys! There's an awesome like 2-minute intro to HBO, and you go into the logo, but it's over this village. I'll show you guys. I can't.
That must be
that's
like
pretty
back
sweet.
in the day or something.
back in the day. I
know
don't know,
that shit.
like late 80s, early 90s.
Huh.
It has a cool,
Well, there you
it
go.
has a legit theme song for the HBO.
Well, now it's just Max. All right, meet
Yeah.
Max.
and that's where
all
we
you
watched it. But anyways, back to your facts.
Yeah. Made on a budget of 55. I don't know how the budget is 55 to 70 million. That seems like a range of a
Oh,
budget.
really? I read 60 million somewhere, so like right in the middle of that.
That's
which is weird.
Sounds right. Sure. Any guess? Oh, you guys, have you seen how much this movie made?
Dude, it
I
made
know,
like
it's-
over $1 billion.
It's over $1 billion.
Like, holy fuck!
And most of
Like,
it was
that is-
overseas.
I did not see that coming.
Well, this was
Billions.
apparently like was it the first one? I don't know. One of the first rated R movies to make over $1 billion.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That
It
is-
has a lot of accolades that it achieved in this.
which
Nominated for a slew of awards. Won a slew of awards too.
I mean, I think are all pretty well deserved.
Yeah. Like Joaquin won for Best Actor, I think. I know it was nominated for Best Picture. Didn't win, but it was nominated. So yeah, this is no joke.
Even I always like movies that are
No joke. No jokes in this one.
It is not a joke. It's like timepieces where this was like.
Yeah, this is
I figured it was like 70s.
So
1981.
Late
yeah,
70s?
1981. It apparently is dated
okay, there you
based
go.
on the movies that were out at that time. Because like there's
Okay.
there's the
King of
scene
Comedy
where you
and-
can
and,
see
Taxi Driver.
Yeah, right. So you can see at one point there's the movie theater and you can see what movies are playing, and all those movies came out in 1981.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I don't know, those worlds where you kind of, it's like a little time capsule where you get tossed back in time and see how things were back in the day.
Mhm.
But, let's get into some thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. Eric, it was your first time seeing this movie.
It was.
How'd you feel about this one?
I don't know. I was going in not knowing what to expect. I knew people
Some jokes.
some jokes. I knew people liked it, and like I knew that some people didn't like it, some people thought it was overrated, like the comments said, but I just went in for the ride and I really enjoyed it. Like
It's a ride.
it takes you to places that I wasn't really expecting. I mean, I guess where it kind of ends up, just because again, it comes with the kind of the territory with it being a Joker story. But what I loved about it is that it was like an original Joker story. They created this Arthur Fleck character, completely original for this movie. And like this backstory to the Joker has never been told. It's completely different from like the accepted canonical backstory
That's what I was
is in
wondering.
the
'Cause I knew it
comics.
was like it's a different Joker than what's in the comics.
Right.
Correct?
So like, I mean, the Joker in the comics is the main, he has like tons of different origin stories, but the main one is like he fell into a vat of chemicals, got disfigured, and that's what drove him insane.
That was
But-
the one in Tim Burton's.
That's like in a couple different versions of the Joker, but there's so many different versions of the Joker And I liked that this one is unique and they focused on like the mental illness route. And like, clearly this is a man struggling with mental illness and he's not getting the help he needs. And we can kind of see how it progresses through the movie. And that's what I really liked about it. But yeah, I thought it was great. I had well, I don't know if I would say I had a good time with it, but
Right.
it's a good movie.
It's like when you watch The Lighthouse, you don't know how to
exactly.
feel at the end. Like I feel something, I just don't.
Right.
I don't feel good.
I wasn't like happy after I saw this movie.
You feel kind of dirty because you're rooting
definitely
for this guy, even though he is legit killing people.
Definitely.
But
it makes me feel like a psychopath now.
But
'cause I had
like
a great
that's
time.
kind of
put that clown mask on, Dave.
But
Oh no, here it comes again.
Dave, what about you? What was your experience?
I knew it was gonna be good. Because I heard a lot about Joaquin Phoenix's acting, Joaquin Phoenix's acting chops in this. I saw that tons of nominations or whatever.
Yeah,
I love me some comic books. I love me some comic book movies.
Right.
The thing that I really loved about this one, the time capsule thing in itself, but
yeah,
it grounded like in most of the Batman stuff, like Joker's just like a crazy fuck that just comes out of nowhere. This one, the grounding in reality and like seeing his growth from like his growth.
It humanizes him.
I don't know. It humanizes him and gives it like, it makes it just not seem like a comic book movie. It seems like this is like something that could realistically happen under these set of circumstances and stuff like that. So, yeah, I thought it was kind of like following somebody's descent into madness. Is kind of like exhilarating and fun, but like dark and twisted at the same time. I don't know. It's good. Definitely one of those ones that like I would absolutely watch again, but I don't know, the tone and like there's it's a movie that you're watching. You're not like sitting on your phone and like playing Marvel Snap while you watch this. Right. Like you gotta.
It's engrossing.
Not that you have to pay attention, but there's a lot of those long. Yeah, there's a lot of long shots where there might not be a lot of stuff happening, but there's character development and like exposition happening at the same time.
What I loved, and like even in those quiet moments, like you could really, with the music also helps with this, but like you could feel the tension like throughout the entire movie. Like he could snap at any moment,
dude.
When he's getting fired and everything fades out and you just see the fucking grin on his face and you know that he's dying inside, but he can't help but fucking smile. Like,
right. Well, his relationship with his mother, but that tension, Eric. So when I first watched the movie, I was just so caught up with Joaquin's performance. I mean, how could you not? Right. And I was like, wow, that was a ride. I feel crazy right now. But then watching it the second time, I can pay attention to other things, and I was trying really hard to pay attention to the music. And what I was noticing, at least this is what I was taking, it was like, it's this cello. The woman who composed the music, she plays like this cello or whatever, and it's like off. It's just like the timing's off, like, and it's like him trying to fit in, right? And like it's part of that tension. Like, why can't the song feel good? It feels off. I'm like, okay, well, he's crazy, but like the music is trying to also tell you that. And at the very end of the movie, at that point, he's in harmony with the music, and it's beautiful music, and he's swaying to it and dancing to it. He's always been trying to do that, but the music, I was noticing, was just trying to find its way. And I think the music was also a big part, like a massive layer to this story. And I loved it because it really does stop the sound, and you hear what's in his head, or you see what he wants to see.
Right, and you don't know what's real or
and I love that
believe throughout the entire movie. Yeah.
Well, not until like the switch. Like I watched this with my wife. Do you guys watch this with anybody? With the ladies? Not a ladies movie.
Loner for me.
Like my wife loved it too. She thought it was like just the acting and the portrayal of it. She's like, I like kind of rooting for this guy now. Like kind of like you said, it humanizes him and gives you a little bit more of his backstory other than just some crazy fucker killing people in a purple coat.
Dave,
Like,
you should check out Tarantino's opinion on this movie. It's really good. Where he goes into, like, those are the people who went to the movie theater. That was, like, the ultimate experience of this movie. He said the movie's good. It's a really good movie, but it's downright genius how good this movie is. If you're in the theater, and he talks about it in depth. I won't give it away, but the way he explains it was like, oh, wow. Because he's like, you feel like you were rooting for this guy. You shouldn't be rooting for this guy. And the way that they made you feel, like you shouldn't all feel like this together, you know, and as a group rooting for this guy, because what the hell's going on in the movie, right? They're all rooting. So anyways, it's good.
it's
Check.
something I think it's like relatable though. It's like that like the 1%, the rich 1% are fucking hoarding all their wealth, and like I saw some people calling it a socialist movie or something like I get it. Like you're trying to, I don't know, you're trying to shit on like the
Kill
like
the rich.
the big wig, big wigs kind of stuff. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of parallels to that in America right now, where like you have a small amount of people with a gross majority of the wealth, and like,
yeah, man.
how long is it till we're all fucking wearing Joker masks?
It's that too, and it kind of focuses on like underprivileged people in, you know, being swallowed up by a city, you know, because he's obviously struggling with mental illness throughout this entire movie. He's trying to get the help he needs. You know, he's going to see this social worker. He's, you know, they're providing him with medication that's may or may not be helping him.
Not be working.
Right, exactly. But then, you know, the funding gets cut to the social services, and he's left out in the cold with nothing. Like, he's like, okay, where can I get my medications now? Who can I talk to? And the social worker's like, I'm sorry, I have nothing for you. You
like,
know,
we're lost our jobs. Like, I don't know. Like,
I can't help you anymore.
Man.
Right.
And it's all over the place. Like, Gotham is a shithole in this version. Like, it's got its crime in the other ones. Do what you will with like from different versions, but like in this one, like it seems really bad. Times are really tough.
They're super rats.
Yeah,
super rats.
They're super rats. I've heard about
there's
that.
a garbage strike going on.
What are they gonna do? Get super cats?
Like,
Yeah,
There's just
It's
garbage
fucking-
in the streets. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
But like the richest guy in the city is gonna save us all. He's gonna save us.
Right.
He's gonna run for mayor and stuff like that. And there's the tension in the city. Again, I think Gotham is a character. I think the music is a big part of the storytelling in this. Like, I think the production in this movie is outstanding. Like, I don't see the critique like of like issues that people had with it. I don't see it, but like I ate everything up, and I truly think it's good. It's better that it's a DC film. I think I love this version of Gotham.
Yeah, it's really cool because like it makes it seem like, you know, in the other versions of the Joker, like you said, he's just like this chaotic figure that is out there to cause chaos just for the sake of chaos. But in this version, Arthur's just a regular guy, has his own problems. He's just trying to fit in life. Yeah, dealt a really bad hand in life. And like he just happened to fall into this like
cracks of
yeah. He happened to fall into being like, he did one thing, he killed these 3 rich dudes after he snapped. You know, he was tired of being treated like shit. And he just had this.
Hey, those fuckers had it coming. Like,
dude, that scene.
Where Arthur goes, he's just getting the shit kicked out of him. Like,
Yeah.
people are stealing his signs.
that's the
people are
thing.
fucking
But
with him.
the pistol, like, what was Arthur's, like, what was he thinking taking it to the kids' hospital, children's hospital? And he dropped it. I was like, what is wrong with you?
I think he
dude?
just
Why would you have
he
it
just
on you?
had it.
Come
Yeah,
on.
he just had it on him at
And
all
he's
times.
just like,
He's like, whoops, oh shit.
right? And then he gets
Yeah.
him loses
Oopsie.
his job, but then he's holding it on him, and then he takes it on those kids in the subway. But like in
It's
that
all
moment,
just incidental, you know?
were you feeling like, yeah, he's protecting himself, like he killed them, like he protected himself with maybe the first 2,
Yeah.
but the third one he hunted down.
Well,
That
I
is
think
different,
after he, you know, popped his cherry, so to speak, he was, you know, that was his, obviously, that's the turning point of this entire movie.
There's nothing else, anyways.
Right. He, you know, he felt that power. He always felt so powerless in his entire life. He felt weak. He was just getting beat down by society and literally, we see in like one of the first scenes of the movie, those kids steal his sign and fucking kick the shit out of him. And they're like teenagers. So he feels like he just feels
probably weighs like 80
defenseless.
pounds soaking wet too.
Oh
right,
my
he's
God.
so skinny.
How
skinny.
fucking skinny Joaquin got for this? Like that is.
Yeah, he lost like 50 something pounds for this movie.
Why can't I do that?
You want to look like that, Dave? Fucking
Yeah.
skin and
Hey.
bones.
I don't know if I need to go that far, but
But yeah, he was just tired of being beat down in his life, and mentally he has all these issues, and he just happened. It was wrong place, wrong time. He has this gun on him, and he's like uses it, and that was that was the turning point for him, and obviously that was a catalyst that started this whole like Joker movement. So
What did you think about like the pistol making him dance? Like there's a thing about him and dancing, again the music, but like he there's sometimes we hear it, and I think most of the time we do hear it, but when he's dancing, like he can't help himself. Like he gets that pistol and he's not doing like put him up, he's not doing like what you would normally do. he's like dancing like he feels good, like it feels at peace and alive and purposeful, and like it's like a different version of him, because in the other version he just wants to do what he's told, which is make people happy, be happy, make people happy, and joke around and stuff like that. But like Rose just kicking his ass. But now he's got the pistol, and he's like, he starts to feel good in his own creepy way.
like a safety blanket almost. Where like that's
It's
nobody's
like-
gonna fuck with him if he's got that. So
But is it like it's attachment to like a mother-father? Because he never had a father, and the mother, we learn about like what she was really doing to him. Like he didn't really have like something like this. Does he feel safe, like protected and safe with this thing? Like he feels like he found something that's been missing in his life that's going to give him control, purpose,
Power.
Like,
It's about
I can
power,
take
yeah.
people's lives now.
right.
Assholes. Like he should not be killing any of these people, but he is killing assholes. You know what I'm saying? It's like when people watch Dexter. You're watching this
Right.
guy.
Exactly.
He's killing horrible people, but he's still killing. It's the same thing, I think. It's but he is taking out
Similar.
bad people.
You could draw a line like these were just rich assholes. They weren't. They were kicking the shit out of him, but it's not
Yeah,
like they were fucking,
for nothing.
They weren't
They
killing
were
him.
already fucking with the girl on the train too.
Yeah, they were just drunk assholes. Yeah, again, it was wrong place, wrong time for them.
But
you don't know who you're
like
fucking
even
with.
them, it shows the dichotomy. There's no like middle ground. It's like the rich assholes or you're just poor as
Oh,
shit.
Yeah.
Like, and you see that when he goes into fuck with what is it, Thomas Wayne?
Well,
Is that
Thomas
the dad?
Wayne's the one that kind of divides him when he goes on for like that the interview after the killings happened, because those three kids were the one they worked for him, and like
Oh, did they? I didn't catch that.
yeah, the three assholes they worked for Thomas Wayne, so he went on the news like doing an interview, and he was like, yeah, these people, these lowlifes are just jealous of people who have their lives together, and he calls them all, like
stoking the flame.
jokers.
Calls them clowns.
Yeah, calls them clowns. Yeah, exactly. So like that right there, he divides. He makes the dividing line between the rich and the poor. Like not even poor, but like middle class and poor, and then rich is like
you don't
way
even
up here.
see it though. You just see streets full of garbage, and then when he goes to the theater or whatever, you see everybody in their
Right.
tuxedos and they're eating nice food and like they have everything taken care of, and you got people that can't afford health care. It's
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
it's a big, I don't know.
But this is supposed to be our good guy. This is Batman's dad. This is like the good guy. These are the good guys. But like the way they portray them is just like, he's like, I don't even know the kids.
Portray
but,
him as a complete
I heard they-
asshole. Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't even know like the kids that got killed though. He says in that
No.
press conference. But yes, elitist stuff. Yeah. What did you think about the Arthur and his mom's like relationship, where like he's bathing his mom, he's like living with her,
That was a little
she's
creepy, but-
crazy.
I think that's the only person in his life that he really had that cared about him. So he was kind of, he was there for her. She needed someone. It was I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Symbiotic relationship.
Symbiotic?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Symbiotic,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like
Yeah.
she needed him to take care of him. He needed her because she was like the only person in his life that loved him.
Right.
He had nowhere else to go. So like they were just kind
Did
of
he?
a pair.
did he repress all of those childhood memories at some point? Like
He must
he
have.
seemed to not have known.
The boyfriend beat the fuck out of him, and he was found tied to a radiator. So, like,
Seems like a pretty big memory hard to forget.
Repressed, too young to remember. Like, I don't know. I don't know how old
brain
he was.
damage, you know, like he's
That
not
too,
normal.
yeah.
Like he's got this uncontrollable laugh. Like he's not funny, you know. Like he's awkward.
It's like the funny, like the laugh and like the funny crazy part almost comes like a combination of, like the mom always saying that he was there to put joy into the world and smile and be a happy face, but then like he's also kind of fucking crazy, kinda. He is pretty, you know, he's got some loose ends that need tying, but I think that they kind of play into each other. And then at a certain point throughout the movie, we realize that previous scenes that we had seen are only in his head. Like, because we don't know that some of the shit, like the girl that lives in the building.
Yeah, the whole relationship with Sophie. Yeah, I heard.
Like, that entire thing is just in his head. And, like, they don't show that until after, like, all of the dates and everything. And he just walks into her apartment and sits on the couch.
Well, I kind of got that.
That's when my wife goes, like, holy shit, like, all the things was made up. And I'm like, oh, my God, it was.
Dude,
isn't it great?
When it first started, I sort of had that inclination because, like, when he's in the comedy club, right? He's bombing. He's like, he can't get a joke out. He's laughing hysterically. He's, you know, he's trying to get a joke out. And then, like, all of a sudden the music swells up and then he's like, you know, has his arms out and people are clapping. So that's the point where he's like imagining things in his head. Like, oh, the night went great. I had a great date with this girl.
Right.
You know, all this
stuff. And that's what
De
Niro's character is doing in the King of Comedy. He keeps fantasizing about how things are going to play out. Mm-hmm. And it's like these ridiculous things where like it's like these situations, and that's what he's doing. But like I thought they did a really good job with it because like it's supposed to do the whole Fight Club kind of Tyler Durden thing, you know, on you. We're like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. And yeah, I felt for it for the first time.
It's cool. Yeah,
Fight Club spoiler warning.
I definitely fell for it too because they
had time to watch.
They drag it out because like Sophie's there in the hospital too. Like when his mom was in the hospital, she's like comforting him. You know,
do you want me to get you coffee?
Right. She went, yeah. And they're like, you know, they're hanging out. They're, you know, I'm like, oh, you know, I felt happy for him. I'm like, oh, you know, he found someone he can have a relationship with. And then, yeah, that moment when he goes into his apartment, it all just comes. Or into her apartment, it all comes crashing down.
Well, this is the only part of the movie where I'm like, how did he do this? Where he's just not being caught. Like
there's some things where I had like multiple parts of this movie where I'm like, how is he not getting caught? Like when he's sneaking into like the movie theater and like all that shit.
Yes, that part specifically. Where he's wearing like a suit. And he's just standing around. What if somebody asked him for something? Like, hey, can you show me? He's like, oh, I gotta follow, you know, Mr. Wayne over there. But then he goes in the bathroom.
Well, there's the big riot, and then there's guards all over. But he just happened to squeeze through, and there's an unguarded, unlocked side door. And I'm like,
well, the unguarded, unlocked door is something. But like, there was literally like a cop gets pulled into the crowd, and everybody's attention goes there, and he just kind of skirts.
Little plot armor.
This is what the fucking Joker does.
Whatever.
Whatever. Like, I mean, I don't.
Joker's got no superpowers. He's just fucking.
I can
crafty.
accept that. I can accept
that.
But
I'm just that's like nitpicking. Where like, you know, how could be? But anyways, he does go in. He does confront who he thinks is his father. He's falling for his mom's like lie here.
Is it really his father?
It's not his dad. It's all made up. They're like, yo, she worked for us. Yes, she adopted you, but then she went crazy, and we haven't worked with her since because she went crazy. But like, it was all over the news. There was all these like headlines of him being
picture at the end. Well, because we get it all from like the files that he gets from the Arkham Asylum or whatever. But the one thing, like towards the end when he's putting on his makeup to go to the show or whatever, he sees a picture of his mom and he flips it over and there's like a signature from Thomas Wayne on the back of it.
I mean, at one point I think they were together, but she's not, like he's not, they never had a kid together. Like it was in between when she adopted him and when they were together that she like started going crazy.
He goes and investigates and he finds the files and he steals it. He does find the proof of it. That they were like Alfred was telling the truth at the gate when he was trying to like
Wait, was that Alfred? I didn't even think of that.
They said Alfred.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even put
anyways,
that there. He's so young.
But
Master Bruce.
Arthur confronts who he thinks is his father, and his father's like, "No, dude." And then he says, "You're not my son. Stay away from mine." Punches him in the nose. And at that point, he's like, "I have to kill my mom." Right? He kills his mom, and then he goes on a straight up killing spree. And that's like the end of Arthur as he was for up to that point. And then he starts turning into the Joker, I think.
Can I help you, pal?
I don't know what to say.
Do you want an autograph or something?
No. My name is Arthur. Penny Fleck is my mother.
Jesus. You're the guy that came to my house yesterday.
Yes. I'm sorry, I just showed up, but my mother told me everything, and I had to talk to you.
Look, pal, I'm not your father. What's wrong with you?
Look at us. I think you are.
Well, that's impossible. Because you're adopted, and I never slept with your mother.
I wasn't
What do you want
adopted.
from me, money?
No, I wasn't adopted.
Jesus, she never told you?
Told me what?
Your mother adopted you while she was working for us.
That's not true. Why are you saying that?
Then she was arrested and committed to Arkham State Hospital when you were just a little boy.
Why are you saying this? I don't need you to tell me lies. I know it seems strange. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable. I don't know why everyone is so rude. I don't know why you are. I don't want anything from you. Maybe a little bit of warmth. Maybe a hug, Dad. How about just a little bit of fucking decency? What is it with you people? You say that stuff to my mother?
She's crazy. You think this is funny?
Dad, it's me.
Touch my son again, I'll fucking kill you.
I thought it was when, the last crack I think was when he got the files and he found out that he was adopted and that his mom like had all these horrific things happen to him, and it seems like that's like everything comes rushing back where he kind of realizes that.
And how did he end up
like,
back with
everything
her?
is a lie.
Like Gotham fucked up. Like he should not have gotten back in her custody ever.
Right.
As a narcissist, like she just ruined his life, and he is the way he is because of what she did.
Sorry,
Dave is such a great. You kind of your laugh kind of reminds me of
I have a condition. I can't help it.
It reminds me of BioShock.
It does.
Welcome to the circus of value.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
It was very creepy, jokery.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of the? I guess I don't know. I know some people were complaining a little bit about like the Batman connection being sort of shoehorned in.
I thought they did just fine because like I get it.
It's
The
like
producers
a
go,
side piece.
you got to put Batman in some way. I was like, well, how about he's a
got
kid?
little Bruce, yeah, little
It's
Bruce
fine.
in there. It didn't bother me, you know.
And tying in, it almost tied into the Tim Burton Batman movie because, in the Tim Burton one, the Joker kills his parents, but in this one, he's the instigator.
He's
for
basically the cause of it,
that
the catalyst of why.
Parents. But it did have a lot of similarities there, like the pearl necklace getting ripped off.
Yeah,
and,
I like that.
saw a
I like
couple-
that.
couple
That was
different
iconic,
close
yeah.
shots.
Like, listen, like we're gonna eventually get to this part of the conversation about DC, right?
Right.
And
of course.
and I think all of this is sorely needed in the comic book genre. Like it's
DC, you've said this before. This is how DC can differentiate themselves from Marvel. Go the darker route. Go
super villain
the
origin
gritty,
stories.
the more
The
gritty
more
side of
based in
things.
reality kind of thing. Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
this to the Penguin. Do
Marvel,
this to the Riddler.
Marvel does the blockbuster summer fun like actiony movies. DC can focus on these like character studies and like these darker origin stories and like these grittier, you know, show the ugly side of Gotham, you know, and that's the kind of stuff that I want out of superhero stuff. You
Right,
know?
where Batman becomes like your Thanos. You're building up to the big fight.
Right.
But like you don't want him to win, but he's Batman. He's the good guy. But like, what if Batman is like a complete, like kind of a jerk a little bit? He's just like too Captain Righteous or something like that, you know? And you sympathize with like Arthur and I'm sorry, the Joker, I guess at this point, you know, like it could be done. It could be done. It could be done. Not fucking Flash, the Wonder Woman, but that's boring.
Yeah.
Like that's boring. It's been done.
It's those ones have a kind of a template that go with them where like
oh no, Wonder Woman don't die. Oh man, oh she doesn't die in the
Right.
first movie.
For a while they were like big on origin stories, and now thankfully they just kind of skip those in a lot of these movies or whatever. Like we don't need to see Spider-Man getting bitten by the fucking spider for the
Again.
50th time.
Yeah.
Like we're good. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I wish they do have a lot of stuff in the DC universe where I wish they would get away from the main things and start focusing on some of the side, like some of the other side random stuff that they have. Like we saw like Peacemaker got his own show on HBO, and I've only watched a little bit of that, but I've heard that that's great.
Dude, the Suicide Squad, the second one, the one that Gunn did, is good. And it makes the bad guys fun, you know?
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of silly ass fucking DC villains. Like as we've all played Injustice or whatever, like Captain Cold and like some of the weirder ones, like, you know, they're fine or whatever.
There's a
but
gorilla.
They're a little hokey. Gorilla Grodd. That would be kind of cool to see a super smart, intelligent ape.
But in this
runs the
version,
planet.
this is like very dark, very gritty. And I think I keep talking about Gotham here, but like just keep remembering like this version of Gotham would create these other these characters. Like I think Arthur was created because of the Gotham, right?
It's like a pressure cooker.
So like what
eventually it's gonna pop.
It's gonna make so what's it gonna do to somebody who's got born with like this disfigured but intelligent, the Penguin, right? So like maybe he does go into politics or whatever, becomes a drug lord or whatever. But like let's see that version. I think there's so much they could do here.
Penguin movie would be good. I'll give you that. Penguin does get shit on, poor guy.
I mean, he was pretty cool in the Batman movie that had Pattinson in it, where Colin Farrell played him.
He did a great job there too.
Yeah.
I do have like some random like I don't know what we're gonna call them, questions that we're still asking after the Joker. There's a good Screen Rant article about it. But do you guys think that did Arthur kill his quote unquote girlfriend when he left? Like, is she still alive?
He does not kill bad people. I'm sorry, he doesn't kill innocent people. He's still like he never kills anybody that doesn't deserve it, with quotations, but like
I don't think he had a reason to kill her. He didn't have a reason to kill her, you know. I think he just came to the realization like everything, all the shit was in my head. And then he just left abruptly. And
he was saying bye to her because it was from another life where he wanted to be normal. He wanted to get a job. He wanted to be funny. He wanted to believe that Bruce Wayne was his, Bruce Wayne's dad. Thomas Wayne was his dad. Like they would fall in love, you know, and she would be his girlfriend. But I think he just was like, he had nowhere to go. Yeah. He's on a killing spree right now. He just killed his mom. He just got punched in the face by like who he thought was his dad. He's cracked. He's on his medications. I think he just went there because she was the only thing in that life left. But no way he would kill her. No way.
Okay.
If he didn't kill Gary,
that, but
he ain't gonna kill her.
All right, end of the movie. Did he kill the nurse that he was talking to? He walks away with the bloody footprints.
Killed her. Totally. I don't know why he killed her, but yeah.
Saying like that's the.
Well, I think this is
thing,
like,
you never know.
I think it was like you said. I mean, at that point when he went into Sophie's house, he wasn't like full Joker yet. But I think now, like when he got to Arkham, he I think he's just like he's got nothing left to lose.
Well, hold on though, because you're making me think about something. He goes to her house. You realize it's all been in his head. She's scared the fuck out of. She's like, "Do you want me to do you want me to call your mom?" And he's just like, doesn't say anything because she's dead, and no cops come to the house. Like, she didn't call the cops. She was just like scared. Like, wow, that was fucking scary. Like, I left my door unlocked. He came into my house. So now I'm wondering. I don't think he would, but like, why didn't she?
I don't
call the cops on him. It was a creepy ass thing what he did.
I don't think he would have.
Because he turns around and he goes like this to her. Remember? That's how the scene ends. Absolutely. He puts his fingers to his head because that was like the inside joke that she did with him.
Right.
Like, he did back to her, but like, I don't know. Now I'm starting to. Yeah, that's a good question.
I still don't think so, but
it's open to interpretation. It's a good one. It's a good, interesting.
I think he did.
Interesting touch.
Yeah, I think he did kill that nurse at the end, though. Like you said, the bloody footprint, and like he's just like full Joker now. You know.
Yeah.
He's just there to cause chaos.
Yes. Even you get to the end when he's in Arkham Asylum or whatever, and like God love Joaquin Phoenix for how many cigarettes he smoked this movie. I know. I'm still trying to say it different every time. But like. Did the entire movie just take place in his head? Has he been in the fucking psych ward this entire time?
I mean, could be.
I don't know. Maybe.
But that's what's fun about this movie is that
it is.
Where is what was real and what wasn't? Honestly, once you know that it can be distorted or broken, you know, once you've been lied to, it's just like, well, now I don't know what is real and isn't.
Like, was his sign really stolen? Was another question. Like, is that whole sign stealing thing just in his head? Because when
it's true.
He tells his boss that, like, you figure you'd bring back the pieces of the sign to, like, the people and be like, hey, I guess got the shit beaten out of me. But, you know,
I think he just, at that point,
he gets up and walk away.
He was just so defeated. Like, he knew that no matter what he told his boss, I don't think he would have believed him, you know?
The piano, so get that piano player to stick up for you. The piano player was sitting there the whole time. Be like, yo, we saw him chase these kids.
Well, he was mad. He was mad that he left or something like that, I think. The other bit, I don't know. Yeah.
Don't work for HAAAHA. I forget what the company was like. HAAAHA Clowns or something like that.
Yep.
That is creepy and sad to be a clown in the early 80s in Gothic. Not a great gig.
No. Not at
nice. All right. Yeah. What else do you guys like from this movie? There's all sorts of.
I think there's some really good scenes in this movie. I think when God, what?
Dude, we didn't even talk about Murray, like the Murray show at all. You know.
Well, we can get
Robert
to that.
De Niro, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to go back to Gary and the other guy that gave the pistol to. Arthur. When they came over, they were checking. I was like, hey, we heard about your mom dying. You know, we just want to check in on you. Here's a bottle of stuff. And you think it's all genuine and like, man, this is what Arthur really needs kind of thing, right? But this is, again, this is not what Arthur needs, where the guy's just like trying to get information.
It's there's an ulterior motive. Yeah, for sure.
Gary's just totally innocent. It's like he was genuinely checking out. I was like, yeah, I was checking in on this guy. But the other guy was
Randall.
Like, Randall, you're my boy, Arthur, you know. But like, were you talking? They want to know what you know.
I knew that guy was gonna fucking die.
Oh yeah.
From the moment he backstabbed him, from the moment he
had the scissors on him. Yes. Yeah, and he fucked him over. He's like,
because the
you're
suspect
selfish.
was a
You're
regular
part of the
person.
problem.
If it was a fucking midget, you'd be in jail right now. Anyway, Hoyt said that they talked to you, and now they're looking for me, and I just want to know what you said. Make sure our stories line up, seeing as how you're my boy, and
that makes a lot of sense.
You know what I mean?
Thank you, Randall. Thank you so much.
I just want to.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. So I mean, before Arthur was like, when he got fired, he was just like, "Oh, Randall gave me the gun. I killed those guys." And Randall's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So yeah, it was definitely an ulterior motive to go. He's like, he was trying to get info. Like, did you talk to anyone? Tell anyone else that I gave you that gun? So yeah.
When he comes back into the room,
Arthur saw
and
right
he
through
goes,
that.
I forgot to punch out.
fucking
He just starts
crazy.
pounding on the fucking machine.
yeah.
I'm like, that is good.
That was
like,
good. That was a good
He's got
joke.
some-
That's classic, like crazy Joker, like fucking self harm hilarity. Like this is
But
classic.
like when he kills Randall, right? He just like sits down, and Gary's just over there, just like freaking out. He's just like, "Don't worry, like Gary, you can go."
look.
And he tries to leave. He has to walk by. And, oh God, Arthur! Oh no! He's just like freaking out, and he goes up to the door, and he can't get the door. And
Can't reach it.
Arthur, and he's just like, "Huh? What is it? Can you let me out?"
Like, and that's kind of
Oh,
that's some dark comedy there.
But like
Well,
as
first-
he's going by, he like jumps at him.
Yeah, he
and
gives him a little
He
scare.
already scared him a little bit, but then he's laughing. And he's like, "You're always good to me," and then he kisses him on the head and then he lets him out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gary. Gary? Yeah. You were the only one that was ever nice to me. Yeah.
Joker's got a. I mean, it gives him a heart of gold. Like he's not murdering kids. He's not murdering.
The innocent,
Yeah.
like genuinely good people, at least at that point.
Not at that point.
He's more like the leader of
Later.
a violent class
But-
war.
Yeah,
Like-
and maybe the doctor at the end is also just part of the problem. Like maybe she's just not. Maybe she didn't really pay attention to his name. He's just like you're all in on it, and like maybe he sees her as one of them. Who knows?
Could be.
But yes,
Could be.
But yeah, the going to the Murray show is great. It's really intense. It's really
Yeah,
it's
probably
spectacular acting.
my favorite scene
Can
in the
we
movie.
like the lead up to that though? Like you can see he's spiraling, and he's lost his
course.
mom. The girlfriend's gone. He just murdered some dude in his apartment. Gets dressed up, and he goes, and like the cops show up as he's like dancing down the steps. And this was one of my
dude.
favorite scenes. Was the cops chasing him, and then he getting into the subway, and then
Oh yeah,
like you can see like
V for Vendetta shit going on.
yes,
there, man.
that's what I was thinking a lot about during this.
Just
it's like
All the
mask.
masks. Yep.
the masks go down, and nobody knows who is who, and like you can see like I don't know, in the books and the movies, he's always got like these Joker cronies that are always just like dudes willing to do the Joker's like fucking dirty work, and like this
Right.
this gives it some grounding, and it gives it some like real
Right.
like that's why he's an inspirational leader to these fucking poor underprivileged people who are just like sick of the rich people's shit.
Yeah.
And they
They
don't know
nothing's
it's
gonna-
him until he says it, until he confesses it. Yes, but there's not been a face to this person. They just know he is a guy that's dressed up as a clown, killing the 1%, or like the richer class.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the three kids on the subway, right? That's the only one that essentially we have so far. Like, and
Yeah,
then-
I mean those were like the most public ones. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
he
Randall and his
killed
mom.
other people, obviously. Yeah, up to this point, but like that was the catalyst for the whole movement and everything.
The cops keep interrogating him. They visit him at the hospital. It's like, hey, we want to ask you more questions. And he's just like, can
That's
you
a
just
good
leave
one,
me
yeah.
alone? My mom is like, my mom is sick, right? She had a stroke, and then he gets us to leave, and he walks into the door,
so good.
the glass door, and he starts waving at it, and they're like, it's an exit only.
I was wondering if that was like a mistake that they just left in or something, because like it seemed so
That is just so
out of nowhere.
It's
It was
good.
funny though.
Yeah, that was a good joke.
Real? Some sort of clown thing.
A clown thing?
Yeah. I mean, it's part of your act.
What do you think?
It's exit only.
But like it's like there's a lot of dark humor just kind of sprinkled in
Yes.
throughout it, and I love me some good dark humor.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we get to sorry, it's just I don't know, I'm looking at some of these scenes and like he crawls inside of the refrigerator at one point, like
Oh my god, yeah, what a sad scene.
like he needed to just be left
that's
alone.
what he killed
Solitary
He was-
confinement. Yeah.
Which
He
makes
knew
me
it was over. Everything was spiraling at that point.
which
And the camera work, my god, like I was noticing the camera work because like it's a long scene, it's just kind of just there, but then when he takes everything and he goes in, the cameraman kind of starts wobbling a little bit, like he's
Yeah,
crawling
I saw
through it.
that.
I thought it felt very unnatural. I don't know, like I really like the camera work in this movie. There's really good shots. Yeah, I ate this movie up. Like I love this movie. Yeah, that was a good scene. I forgot about that one.
oh, all sorts of like I don't know, every kind of little weird
But
thing.
when yeah, so he gets chased by the cops. He's got the suit on, whatever. He gets to the show. They call him. You're like, hey, we want you to come in and all that stuff. And he meets Murray. He says, introduce me as the Joker, all that stuff. And we're thinking because he was role playing a little bit, and he's gonna at one point he's gonna do a knock knock joke and then shoot himself, right?
Right.
We have that in like planned. Like, this is part of, I guess, the genius of the scene. But like we already think we know how it's going to go. He's going to kill himself in front of everybody.
Well, that's the thing. I love the scene so much because I didn't know what was going to happen. Like I had a feeling of what was going to happen. I knew
possibility,
something.
yes.
I knew something was going to happen. But I think that was why the scene was so effective. Because you could feel, again, throughout the entire movie, you could feel the tension of something is about to happen, but I don't know what or when. So I think like the anticipation.
Well, they build on that because he's got such high expectation. Like they build, what is his name, Murray or whatever, from the very beginning. He looks up to him as a father figure.
Oh, when he in his imagination when he picks him out, it's like, you put the camera on that guy. And they have a 2-minute conversation on live TV. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's like that build up to the scene. And he's cracked, and like once he tries to play it good in the beginning, but like once things start to spiral on the show, like he fucking leans into it and he goes with the flow. But it's that point of not knowing when he's gonna snap or how he's gonna snap.
When he comes out, he takes his time, he's smoking the cigarette, he like kisses that woman that's like the guest, that's like the love doctor on the show.
He was eating up
charming
the
as
stage,
shit.
Yeah, he's hamming it up, and
he's watched it his whole life. Like he's practiced it. He knows what to do. He knows the cues. He knows how.
I think
it works.
what was cool was because I feel like you could see him like in his mind deciding what he wanted to do in that moment, because like you said, he was rehearsing to do the knock knock joke and kill himself, but in the moment he decided like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I'm just gonna fucking
Murray was egging him, like he was like poking him,
right,
and he was like shaming him, and he's just like, why, like if it was me, you walk right over me, but these 3 kids, like, why?
Yeah,
he just
like,
why
admits
them?
on live TV like, yep, I killed these 3 dudes, and then Murray kept rolling with it.
Flamboyant about it. He says, and it was me. Like, look at me. He was so like proud of himself, and he was just like acting like an old school like actress, just like, aren't I a
Murray?
Yeah, he's just like acting so elegant, and like I don't know. It's like he was like trying to act like something, and I was just like, very interesting. But then he gets upset.
He sees through Murray
yelling.
He sees through Murray's shit at a certain point because like. Obviously,
it's like American Idol, bro.
Murray's one of the bad guys.
Bad singers and make them famous by being like making fun of them, and he's just like, that's not nice.
Yeah, he makes his fucking show making fun of other people.
It's just it's been a rough few weeks, Murray. Ever since I killed those 3 Wall Street guys.
Okay, I'm waiting for the punchline.
There's no punchline. It's not a joke.
You're serious, aren't you? You're telling us you killed those 3 young men on the subway?
Mm-hmm.
And why should we believe you?
Got nothing left to lose. Nothing can hurt me anymore. My life is nothing but a comedy.
Well, let me get this straight. You think that killing those guys is funny?
I do. And I'm tired of pretending it's not. Comedy is subjective, Murray. Isn't that what they say? All of you, the system that knows so much, you decide what's right or wrong the same way that you decide what's funny or not.
Well, okay, I think I might understand that you did this to start a movement, to become a symbol.
Come on, Murray.
Fucking Murray, he deserved it.
Arthur wasn't going to take
That was a good joke.
moment.
That was a good joke. I'll give him that. It was fucking dark and nasty. But
that moment was still like shocking, you know, when you like you said, Brandon, the way that they shot it, because they pulled the camera out like you were almost in the audience viewing it when he actually pulled the gun out and shot him.
Yeah.
So like from that perspective,
Oh, yeah.
and you could see everything, like for some reason that was just so much more effective, you know, with the way that they shot it. And like it's like you were watching it on live TV happen.
Right.
Like imagine they're trying to put it in perspective, like imagine if you saw this happen on live TV and how fucking crazy it would be. Like,
Dude,
He goes and
it
grabs
was
the
so
camera.
real looking. Yes, he's like dancing and he doesn't know what to do, and he's sitting there and he's like tweaking
Yeah,
and something.
it's
He goes to
crazy.
the camera and dude, it was just,
it felt real. It did. It really did. It felt
yeah.
real.
there's that one joke he sees in the book that is kind of like a undertone for the movie. Is that I hope my death makes more sense than my life, but it's like a fucking play on words, and it's I'd explain this to my wife, but it's like, you know, like he's worth more in death than he is in life and sense, and there's no, you know, he has no sense in his life, sense of purpose
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like the double entendre and the like it's a funny joke. Like I get you. Like for the
His
Joker,
jokes
like that's
are
pretty
bad
good.
and good at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're clever,
it's-
but they're bad.
right.
I
Yeah.
don't know how else to put that one.
But that's like the one that I use in the intro. Like everybody thought I wasn't gonna make it, but like no one's like they used to laugh at me because I want to be a comedian. Well, no one's laughing now, but they're supposed to because you're a comedian. Like they're good. Yeah, I got to give credit to this guy. Was it Todd Phillips?
Todd Phillips, yeah.
Yeah. I'm familiar with his work, but I don't know. I remember when Scorsese did Shutter Island. Like I like when a director. I mean, we've seen it with Jordan Peele. You know, got great comedy, but he's also great at doing horror. You know, and or thriller or whatever. So I like when you get somebody known from one genre and goes does another.
Hey. He
Yeah,
helped.
absolutely.
He helped write Borat. Like,
Oh, no,
how was that?
really?
how
Todd
was that a
Phillips helped
change
write
up for you?
Borat. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
he was part of the story writer on Borat. Which
He's a creative guy.
I was gonna say,
So,
yeah, he
Road
yeah,
Trip,
most of
Old
his
School, Hangover
career
movies.
was comedies. Yeah,
Yeah.
And like,
So, like, doing something like this
movie's a
is-
comedy too.
I mean, there's some, definitely some dark humor
yeah.
in it.
It's, I mean, yes, his whole life is a comedy of follies.
It's like- yeah.
So-
that's what he says.
I mean, we've got the DC reboot coming up. Let's start to wind this down before we shoot each other on stage. We got DC reboot coming up. We have the new movie. What is it called? Joker. Folie
Forgot
à
what the
deux.
subtitle was. Yeah, something French.
Folie à deux, which means
It'll have
Lady Gaga.
Lady
Well,
Gaga
Harley
as
Quinn.
Harley Quinn. It's-
Harley
it's
Quinn. Thank you,
fucking-
Harley Quinn.
I was
Which
waiting
was
for her to pop up
interesting.
somewhere towards the end of this movie. I was hoping to see her,
it's-
but she
smart
would make a
because-
good. She would make a good Harley Quinn.
She would.
I'll give her that.
She would. She
That's
can
gonna
act
be
and she
good.
can sing. It'd be great. And she's crazy enough to like. She's got like that craziness in her. She's really she's perfect pick for it.
Mr.
But
J.
it's like it's a good move, DC. It's a good move because we're always seeing Batman movies, and that's a good guy. and we're always seeing like Harley Quinn and people like her, but we don't know what to do. How can we get them together? Well, don't do Batman then. Do this Arthur character, Arthur Fleck. And like we're already primed, we already like him, we're already ready to like Harley Quinn again. So like it's just, I think it's very clever. I hope it's good. I hope it's a success, and I hope DC pauses a little bit and thinks about what they might have here.
Well, let's pause there. We have the Flash movie that comes out in a couple weeks, which looks good, but it looks
more like Marvel,
which looks more like a regular superhero movie.
Summer blockbuster.
Turn your brain off.
Oh, is that Michael Keaton? That was cool. That was a good movie. I can't believe they got Michael Keaton back.
And I was like, yeah, well, like, how many times are we gonna fucking do this? Like, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And if it's a good movie, it's a good movie. But like, we've already seen it in some way or another. I mean, to an extent, like we've already seen this with Taxi Driver, and the King of Comedy with the Joker. But I'm just saying,
it's cool how they're using this movie to reboot they're rebooting the DC universe with this movie, essentially.
They could.
With the multiverse, essentially, whatever.
Yeah.
They have the Blue Beetle movie that's coming out. They have another Aquaman movie that's coming out. Those look like they're going to be essentially more superhero movies. Then the Joker comes out. It says fall of next year, so we'll see about that.
Yeah, it said 2024. I think with this one they were definitely experimenting, you know, and I don't know. I think the experiment paid off, in my opinion, and like they should go with this. It's like they're trying to divide their audiences almost. Like they have this version of, you know, superhero movies, the darker, more serious character studies, but then they have they're still trying to keep pace with Marvel, you know?
No, as we go down the line, we got Superman Legacy movie. We have Batman Part 2, which comes out in 2025, which who knows what's going to be going on there. They at that point, I mean, I guess they could tie in the Joker into the Batman franchise and give Joaquin Phoenix a run at it. That would be interesting to see. I could certainly see that happening. I don't know if we have any details on that. Here it says there's a movie called The Authority, The Brave and the Bold, which looks like another Batman movie. Supergirl, Swamp Thing.
But don't right, exactly. Like we can see Hollywood struggling with their movies right now. Like there are big movies that come out and they make a lot of money.
Hollywood's struggling with original IPs, but like there's nothing original coming out these days, and I think comic books are one of the last lands of like shit that people haven't seen yet.
But like what I'm saying is like even with the things that we're like we can't escape comic book movies, right? But at least in the comic book movies, Hollywood, let's get creative, you know. Then I don't know what else they can do because like Marvel's not really doing that at all. Maybe they tried it with like maybe like that New Mutants or whatever.
That was dark. It was, I don't know. It wasn't very superhero-y, I guess.
And it didn't really land, I guess. I don't know. Nobody talked about it, but like DC with the Joker with a great actor, like this is just different, and different is good.
It's more of an artistic take on the genre rather than just like summer blockbuster special effects version of these movies. But I've always been a DC fan of Firestorm, which nobody's probably ever fucking heard of because he's just a random DC guy who has like nuclear powers, and he's like two personalities of people fused together through fusion, and they're both in the same body, but it's two minds in the same body.
Is he in Injustice too?
He is in Injustice, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's like the young kid in the
old man, yeah.
And the old man, the scientist or whatever.
Yeah. He's got flames coming out of his head. It looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you turn that into an artistic movie. That's more of probably a summary blockbuster one. But I don't know. There's all sorts of weird shit in DC's catalog that they could pull from. I don't know if I necessarily want to see a Swamp Thing movie, but I don't know. I could see
you could do something pretty cool. It could be like a horror movie or something like that.
That would be pretty cool.
Where like he's good, but he's kind of scary. You know, like He's the Swamp Thing.
He's
like,
good.
It's not like Steve. Hey, there's Steve. Like, it's Swamp Thing. Like, yeah, that's fucking scary. Dude.
Fucking dude in the swamp. I don't know. Anything else you boys want to touch up on here before I don't know. He shoots vines out of his arms and makes mossy things. I don't never really got the whole swamp thing. Yeah, anything else you guys want to touch on here? We ripped through the plot. We talked about the acting. We've talked about the music. Talked about the funny jokes. Jokes.
I don't know. I feel like we've pretty much covered everything there is to talk about with this one. I think I'm glad I watched it for sure.
I'm glad you guys liked it.
Oh my god!
Definitely.
Is there something wrong with me? I really like this movie.
Let's touch on this real quick before we bounce out. This will be our last little topic here. People saying that this movie is overrated. Like, is it just?
I think it's
the
just
pushing against the artisticness of it.
I think people love to hate things that are popular and successful.
Yes, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. But like
like a hipster,
right? Yeah, I mean, maybe that's
popular?
it.
I don't like it.
Maybe people just, again, like some of the Twitter comments said like the story was, run of the mill, or sophomoric was one of the words
I don't
that
see
was
how
used.
it's
like
sophomoric,
not smart. Which
but people could say that, but then go like watching the Super Mario Brothers movie, and like that's fucking the same fucking shit. Like it's very sophomoric in story. Like there's not much.
I don't agree.
I
don't agree with. I think there was really good character development throughout this entire movie. It's a character study. It's focused on the Joker as a character, how he becomes the Joker, what leads him to it, and how his life.
Not everybody's gonna like the same thing.
No.
Yeah, led to this tragedy.
There's people out there that don't like Jaws or Jurassic Park. Like they exist. Like if people don't like the Joker, like I can see
it is a darker.
People don't like
the darker flavor of comic book.
It could be
like it's a little more serious, a little more grounded, a little.
Could be that people were expecting, like this is a completely original take on the Joker. So maybe people, I don't know if it's like big DC fans that know all the ins and outs of all the stories and stuff, if they they don't like this original take on it. But
I don't get the overrated. I do agree with you though. Like not caring for it, like hey, that was really good, not for me.
Yeah.
And here's my issues. But like to say it's overrated, like I do kind of like struggle to understand. Like, but like it how is it overrated? Overrated means like you said it to be here and I go see it and it's not. And I'm like am I crazy? Because like you go see this movie and like, wow, it delivers on everything that everybody was raving about. It looks good, it sounds good, and like, goddamn, did Joaquin Phoenix fucking over deliver? Like it was so good, over delivered on the role. Like okay, and it was unique in all those things. Like
some people don't like the tone, some people may not like the setting or the story. Like there's all sorts of stuff that people may not like.
Yeah.
So
might just not be for
But like not liking it is like not for me is one thing, but like
to not realize that it's a good movie.
That's like me watching Harry Potter. It's not for me. I don't watch those movies. I don't care about them, but I do respect them, and I don't think they're overrated because I think they're like incredible what they pulled off, but not for me.
Yeah,
Yep.
That Hogwarts, it's just something else. All right, cool. Well, let's take a break here. That was a good suggestion, Brandon. Thank you for bringing that to our nomad journeys.
I've been waiting to do this one.
I know. I loved it. I think we've all kind of said enough. Let's take a break here. Let's come back and we will play a game of Who Laughed at That after this.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by if you smile. Through your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through. for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Oh,
And we are back, my friends, to play a game of Who laughed at that? Whose laugh is that? I don't. Whose laugh is it anyway?
Who laughed at?
Whose laugh is it?
Who's laughing now?
Yes. Oh, there we go. There we go. Who's laughing now is our game.
It's a joke to you.
It's all a joke. Life's a joke. I've got a whole bunch of previous Joker actors. I am going to play their laughs, and you are going to tell me which Joker, or which, I gave you the list of actors, which actor's Joker laugh this is.
All right.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, ranging from the original 60s Batman to the Gotham TV show to Dark Knight, Suicide Squad, you know, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, you got Heath Ledger. You got Mark Hamill. You've got... Is Tim Curry making an appearance? I didn't know that he was like the original Joker for the cartoon series, and then they had they recasted. I just discovered this. Thank you, TikTok. Yeah, and there's a clip. Yeah, you can hear Tim Curry.
Tim Curry seems like he's got a good.
It was fantastic. Crazy laugh. It's more like what Mark Hamill did, but Mark Hamill kind of just took it, I guess, a little further. But yeah, okay,
all right, let's do it.
Well, all right. Well, let's start with
the show on the road.
You guys will play together. Let's see if you guys can get. We'll say 3 of these, I guess.
All right.
Read it right?
Keep it quick.
Okay.
All right. Ready.
Let's do it.
No.
Crazy one.
Any guesses?
Wow, that was pretty.
There's a lot of cuts in there where they're cutting between the laughs. But
sure. Do it again.
This one. I mean, it keeps going.
Heath Ledger does not laugh this much, does he?
I'm sorry if the audio quality varies between the clips because some of them are louder than others, but whatever. But
you got more? Or are you done with that file?
There's a little bit left here.
Yeah, just keep it going. So it's not 60s.
Oh, getting a little darker.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
All right. Well, it's not Arthur Fleck.
No.
That part right there sounds like Heath Ledger.
It's the giggly woo hoo hoo.
I feel like I would go with, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm leaning towards Mark Hamill. But
really?
Yeah. Just because he's got that. Definitely not. It's definitely not Jared Leto. Definitely not Joaquin Phoenix. Just looking at our list. Yeah, I would lean towards Mark Hamill.
Play it one more time, real quick. Just like part. I just want to.
No.
Yeah. I want to say.
He's having a good time, whatever he's doing.
I want to say.
He's having a good time at it.
I want to say Cameron Monaghan from Gotham.
Really?
Yeah. Because he's. I don't know. Because the only one I don't know.
Cameron, no, he sounds older, more mature. Cameron
Monaghan also
Cal
Yeah,
Kestis.
he's Cal Kestis from the Star Wars games.
Oh, okay.
No, I get maybe that's tough. I've never seen Gotham. or heard his laugh, so I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know, dude.
All right. Clock's ticking.
What do you got? You pick. You picked Mark
Mine
Hamill?
was Mark Hamill.
I don't hear Mark Hamill at all.
You don't hear Mark Hamill? All right.
No.
All right. Let's go with yours. Let's go with Cameron
All right.
Monaghan.
Is it? Yeah.
Who is it? Cameron Monaghan?
Monaghan, yeah, from on Gotham.
It is not. That is Heath Ledger.
Really?
It is Heath Ledger.
Holy shit.
It is.
I didn't know he laughed that much.
Wow.
Okay.
There's the one part in there where you can hear like the strings. That whole movie seems like the string section is always like cranking up the entire movie. But Heath Ledger.
Oh shit! Like that one part sounded like him, but the rest of it didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't remember what his laugh sounded like in that
Man,
movie.
2008 that movie came out. That's how long that guy passed away. My goodness, he did not have a long career. That's sad.
I gotta watch that movie again. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep
it going.
Let's try Joker number 2.
That's gotta be old, just judging by the audio quality. Oh, and that campy music.
Don't listen to that. Don't listen to that.
That's
Don't worry
Caesar.
about that.
It's gotta be
Caesar
Caesar.
Romero.
Yeah.
That is Caesar Romero. Congratulations. There's one on the board. Nice job. 1966. You can kind of hear it in the sound effects. That doesn't.
Yeah, the music was like a dead giveaway.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's go with Joker number 3 here.
That's Mark Hamill.
Oh, I could.
That's
Yeah,
Mark Hamill.
I could. Yeah, I could definitely hear Mark Hamill.
That's totally Mark Hamill. Mark. Yep. He's incredible at the role.
He's having such a good time.
Yes.
It seems like playing the Joker
Gotta
is
be.
nothing but good.
Who would have thought Luke Skywalker would do a fantastic Joker? But yes, that's Mark Hamill.
Oh, correct. That is Mark Hamill.
Ugh, it makes me want to go back and finish the. Well, I finished Arkham Asylum. I made it a decent way through Arkham City, but I gotta
they're
go
great
back
games.
So
Dude,
good.
they're always on sale for like $10 or whatever.
I have them. I bought them. I bought
They're
the
so
bundle
fucking
for
good.
like $5 last
Yeah.
year or something.
Yeah, dude, they're so good.
It's stupid. Yeah.
How can you not?
The combat is good. The cities, yes, it's great.
The story's so good in this. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. This is
And
Joker number...
it's got like the cast from the cartoon series, the animated series.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like. Mark Hamill's doing the
Yep.
Joker. You know, who does? I'm trying to play Batman.
Conroy.
Kevin
Conroy.
Kevin Conroy. Conroy. Thank you. Yeah. R.I.P. Yes.
R.I.P. Yep.
All right. Joker number 4.
Who am I kidding? When am I ever speechless? Look at that face. It's like, what's he gonna say? What's going to come out of that mouth?
Zach Galifianakis in the Lego Batman movie.
Play it again.
Who am I kidding? When am I ever speechless? Look at that face. It's like, what's he gonna say? What's going to come out of that mouth?
Interesting.
Is it Cameron Monaghan?
Who am I kidding? When am I ever speechless? Look at that
Are there any
face.
repeats in
It's
here,
like,
or is this
what's
just?
he
No,
gonna
I'm not
say?
repeating any.
What's going to come out of that mouth?
Oh,
So many Jokers.
Man.
So many jokes to be told.
I forget how many people have played the Joker. In my head, I was like 4 fucking people have done it.
There is a lot, and these are
Almost a
just.
dozen. Yeah.
I didn't even include like all the comics and all the games in here.
Sure.
There is a lot of Jokers that are circulating out there on the internets.
yeah, it's got to be Cameron Monaghan, or I don't. It doesn't sound like Zach Galifianakis to me.
It doesn't. Sorry, Dave. Play it one more time.
Give me just a second here.
Who am I kidding? When am I ever speechless? Look at that face. It's like, What's he gonna say? What's going to come out of that mouth?
It doesn't sound like Cameron Monaghan's voice, but
maybe
maybe he just had like a really good performance. But
ripped on some helium.
Galifianakis is a pretty talented guy. He could have done something to his voice.
It's got to be one of them, but I don't know.
I'm gonna say Zach Galifianakis. I'm bound to be right.
Final answer? Is Eric in agreement here?
I don't know. It sounds too serious for the Lego movie.
I know, and I have not seen a second of Gotham. Didn't even know.
I mean, Gotham it's a CW show, but it's definitely darker than the Lego movie.
C-dubs?
Oh, I don't know.
But that Cal character from Star Wars Fallen Order, like that's the same guy doing this voice. Like I don't hear it.
Maybe he's just a really good actor.
This guy it sounds like it's somebody older doing it.
It does sound older, more mature voice.
Yeah.
All right.
A mature Joker.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mature Joker.
I could go either way.
Well, I think it's Zach. So if you can go either way, then I think we're going Zach. Is it? Who is it, Dave?
That is Zach Galifianakis.
Nice.
From the Lego movies.
Good call.
Congratulations.
Good call.
Since we've talked about him, you guys did hit the 3. I just wanted to give you a little taste of the Cameron Monaghan.
Okay,
Joker.
let's hear it.
You can look at the screen too because he's got a pretty fucked up face.
Shit.
In these.
Okay.
Okay, I feel like I would have gotten that. It's much more raspy.
Sounds horrible, actually. I don't know if I like it.
Oh.
It sounds CW.
All right, yeah, give me some Jack.
And then there's the classic, the Jack. This one was a little too easy to pick
That's a
out.
dead giveaway, yeah.
It sounds like Jack Nicholson laughing.
So, congratulations, guys. You got it. You
Yeah,
actually knew. What would we call that? Not who laughed at. What did we call this game, Brandon? Whose line is it anyway now?
Whose laugh is it?
Whose laugh is it anyway?
Who's laughing
No.
now?
Laughing
that
now.
was it.
Who's laughing now? Thank you.
We got there. We got there again.
Woo! We got the back to the same
The
point.
brain power is all used in that fucking game, bro. I know.
They all start to blend in together. It just sounds like fucking crazy people in my ears. Constantly. Awesome. Well, congratulations, guys. You're going to space camp. Why don't we get out of here?
Going to Arkham Asylum.
Hold on. My boy from video games, that did the voice in
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker did the Joker in one of the Batman games. He was
I might have that
in
here.
Batman Origins, Arkham Origins or whatever. The only one I didn't
Oh,
play.
really? Oh,
Yeah, because like the
interesting.
Rocksteady didn't do it. But I was always intrigued because like I saw that they changed the cast and for that one, and they got Troy instead of Mark Hamill.
Interesting.
I like Troy Baker, so I'd be curious. It'd probably be a deeper voice. Is this it?
That was it.
Interesting.
Sure.
That sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds like
We
Mark
gotta-
Hamill's version. I mean, that's what he's
It
trying
does.
to do probably anyways in that version, so.
Gotta work on our Joker laughs.
All day I've been
Work
working
on it in the car, you know? But, like,
Right?
Just don't do it.
People
at, like,
pull
a
it up
red light.
next to you.
Laughing maniacally.
I was just driving down and I just look over to my left. This guy's just laughing to himself in the
Laughing
car.
hysterically.
You must have been
normal.
listening to the Nomads of Fantasy. I don't know. All right, Eric. Give us the socials. If anybody wants to shoot us a recommendation or movies to watch, something to do, games to play, how can they get a hold of us?
Sure. I'll take us home here. If you want to get at us, you can find us at Nomads of Fantasy on Twitter and Instagram. You can go to the nomadsoffantasy.com. Join our Discord at the nomadsoffantasy.com/Discord. You can email us, nomadsoffantasy@gmail.com. You can, I don't know, you can do a lot of stuff. But you should
Text
to
us
and
go play what map game.
Go play what map game. Go to our merch store on our website. Yeah.
Hit up the Discord. Come chat.
Yeah. Discord. nomadsfantasy.com/Discord. Get in here. Talk about whatever. Tears of the Kingdom, because I want to play more of that.
Yeah. What's up next?
Yep. Need to play some more. Too many games to play. But that's all I got. That's all I got for us.
Until next time.
Yes. As always, safe travels, nomads.